Good morning. Myself Dr. Rai Pugurandi, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Department of H&S, Annamacharya Institute of Technology and Science, Rajampeta. We are having some small discussion on polymerization reactions here. So polymerization, we have to know about some terms before starting this. Polymerization is a process in which a huge number of small monomer molecules combine together to form huge macromolecule. So that is called as a polymerization reaction. So the monomers are the repeating units present in that polymer chain. That is called as a monomers. These monomers undergoes addition, self-addition to form a huge molecule. So this is the two important terms. So next, this polymerization reaction is classified into four, and first one is addition or chain growth polymerization, and condensation or step growth polymerization, and co-polymerization and coordination polymerization. So before first we have to start about chain growth polymerization. In this chain growth polymerization, that monomers undergo self-addition to give linear polymer chain. So this is called as a chain growth polymerization. In this chain growth polymerization, that unsaturated monomer molecules combine together to form a huge polymer molecules. Here ethylene molecules combine to give polyethylene, and styrene molecules combine to give polystyrene, and vinyl chlorides are combined to give polyvinyl chloride molecules. Here that unsaturated double bonds present in these molecules has been used for the polymerization reactions in presence of some catalysts or initiators. So first, this chain growth polymerization, we are having different kinds. In first one is a free radical polymerization. In this free radical polymerization, we are using organic free radical, for example, benzyl peroxide. We are applying energy, and that peroxide functional group undergoes homolytic cleavage. That means the bond between this oxygen has been cleaved in homolytic way, and it gives the free radical. So the name free radical means a molecule or atom which is having a single electron. That is called as a free radical. Here that remaining carbonyl groups and oxygen groups has been removed as a carbon dioxide. So this free radical has been used as an initiator now. This free radical initiates the polymerization of this alkene or a unsaturated molecule, and it gives polythene. Next one is next kind of chain growth polymerization is ionic addition polymerization. In this, instead of that free radical initiators, we are using some acidic or as well as basic initiators. So based on that nature of the initiator, we are dividing this into further cationic polymerization as well as anionic polymerization. So first one is cationic polymerization. In this cationic polymerization, we are using acids like sulfuric acid or hydrofluoric acid or boron trifluoride. In this, protons from these acids acts as an initiator, and it makes that cationic polymerization through the formation of the carbocations. Here, that phenyl groups which acts as that stabilizing agent. That means resonance of that positive charge throughout this ring makes that positive charge to get stabilized, and thereby it gives polystyrene with high yield. Okay. Next one is anionic polymerization reaction. In this anionic polymerization reaction, we are using some negative charged basic compounds, especially amines we are using here. These amines initiates this polymerization reaction, and this reaction proceeds through the formation of carbanion. So carbanion means that molecule which holds negative charge, that is called as a carbanion. So this carbanion intermediate is stabilized by the resonance of that phenyl group, and which gives more yield of that polymer. Next one is that important characterization of these polymers. So what are the main important characterizations of the chain growth polymerization? In this chain growth polymerization, maximum that polymer contains the same elemental composition as like that of the monomer. What are the monomer you are using? That same monomer is elements of that monomers are present in this polymer. Maximum that unsaturated double bonds undergoes addition polymerization. So for this chain growth polymerization, the monomer must have unsaturated double bonds. And the molecular weight of the polymer is directly proportional to that concentration of the monomer. So molecular weight increases as that increase in concentration of monomer. Maximum these reactions are very fast, and they are exothermic. Exothermic means generation of heat during the course of the reaction. And here that mostly polymers which is formed here are linear. Linear means straight chain polymers. There is no cross linking. There is no three-dimensional network. network. So that is called as a linear polymers. So mostly all these chain growth polymerizations are include three steps. First one is the initiation, and then that means initiation, and then propagation, and then termination. All these three steps are involved mostly in these all chain growth polymerization reactions. So further, now we are moving to next topic, step growth polymerization or condensation polymerization. In this polymerization, that monomer molecules undergoes a condensation reaction, that means removal of small elements between polar groups of that monomers. So these the condensation of small molecules leads to formation of huge macromolecule. That means in this step growth polymerization, the polymers are produced by removal of small molecules between the monomers. That means polar groups of monomers undergoing some of the removal of small molecules like dehydration. In this dehydration, removal of water molecule takes place. Similarly, removal of HCl, removal of NH3 can take place between the monomers, and that monomers condenses together and it forms huge macromolecule. So that step is called as a step growth polymerization. And then average molecular weight and cross links are depends upon the nature of the monomer and concentration of the monomer. Mostly this kind of polymerization involves the formation of three-dimensional network and cross linkings. And then next one is this is the best example for that step growth polymerization or condensation polymerization. In this that hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid combined together to give nylon. Here that hydrogen atom of that terminal nitrogen of hexamethylene diamine and OH of that carboxylic acid group of adipic acid condenses. That means esterification taken place and water molecules has been removed and it gives nylon 6,6. So number 6,6 denotes the number of carbons present in both hexamethyl diamine and adipic acid. So another important example is Dacron, formation of Dacron. Here we are using ethylene glycol and terzolic acid. So that terminal OH of that ethylene glycol undergoes esterification with terzolic acid, that means carboxylic acid of terzolic acid, and these water molecules are removed and it gives sterline or a Dacron. This is the step growth polymerization or the step growth polymerization or a condensation polymerization reactions. Next, important differences are there. What are the differences between chain growth polymerization and step growth polymerization? So first one important thing is number of units, that means number of monomer units decreases steadily throughout the reaction. There is no rapid decrease in monomer, there is no rapid decrease in monomer concentration. That means monomers undergo steady reaction throughout the completion of the reaction. So next one is here monomers disappear suddenly. That means whatever monomer we added into the reaction mixture, suddenly it undergoes reaction and it gives the macromolecule. So that is the main important difference. That means that decrease in concentration of monomer becomes steady in chain growth polymerization, but in this case the decrease in monomer concentration is more fast in this case, more fast and rapid in this case of step growth polymerization reaction. Next one is the molecular weight which is formed here is that molecular weight which is molecular weight of polymer which is formed by this chain growth polymerization has taken place at a particular time. So at a one time all the monomers are combined and it gives huge molecular weight compound, and these are the polymer molecular mass rises steadily throughout the reaction. That means that molecular weight of the polymer increases steadily throughout the reaction, but here molecular weight increases at a once. That means at the end of the reaction, completion of the reaction, that the molecular weight is increased. So next, longer reaction times. There is here that reaction duration does not have any effect on molecular weight. Even if you put reaction for a few hours or overnight, both will show same effect on the molecular weight of the obtained polymer. So here the reaction duration has appreciable effect. If you increase the duration of the reaction, then molecular weight will be increased appreciably. Next, the reaction mixture contains only monomers and high polymers. So some of the unreacted monomers may be there, high polymers may be there, but there is no initiators here. Initiator has been gone. But here whatever we are adding, all the things, all the chemical species are present in this reaction mixture. It makes that purification is very difficult. So now we have completed up to this chain growth polymerization and step growth polymerization. We will meet later in that next video, in which we are going to discuss about coordination as well as condensation polymerization reactions. Thank you. Myself, Dr. I. Pugurandi, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Department of H&S and Annamacharya Institute of Technology and Sciences, Rajampeta. And we are having some discussion on a mechanism of polymer formation. That means what are the steps involved in the preparation of the polymer from the respective monomers. Those are the things supposed we have to discuss here. First initially we have taken free radical polymerization. It means that polymerization reaction which is involved by the presence of free radical is called as a free radical polymerization reaction. Here this polymerization reaction involves three steps. First step is a chain initiation. Here we are using some organic peroxides like a benzyl peroxides. We are using as a radical source. So these organic peroxides undergoes homolytic cleavage. Homolytic cleavage means that two electrons which is presented between these two oxygen as a covalent bond has been removed, has been cleaved equally, and one of the electron has been given to this oxygen and another electron has been given to this oxygen. This homolytic cleavage results in the formation of this intermediate radical. Further, this intermediate radical is highly unstable and readily it undergoes decomposition as a radical. It gives radical and CO2. So here we are getting a benzene radical. So this benzene radical undergoes delocalization. That means the electron, single electron which is present in this benzene ring can undergo delocalization throughout that benzene ring and make somewhat stable. So this benzene ring further initiates the polymerization reaction. Here we have taken that ethylene as a monomer. In this ethylene, that pi bond is there. The pi bond is made up of two electrons, which is shared sideways by the p orbitals of both of the carbons. That means the sideways overlap of pi electrons of these two carbon atoms makes available this bond for the polymerization reaction. So here this is very weak bond. That means the sideways overlap of that p electrons are very weak, and that homolytic cleavage has been taken place here, and one of the electron is given to this carbon and another electron has been given to this carbon. So now that radical starts to react with this ethylene. So that radical which is having that benzene radical which is having a single electron has been given to this carbon. Okay, already this carbon is also having one single electron. So mutual contribution of electrons between this R and this CH2 makes one covalent bond. That's why that R-CH2 bond has been formed here. So what is left behind? One of the single electron has been left on this carbon, and it results in the formation of the radical molecule. So this is the first step. So next one is a propagation step. In this propagation step, that radical molecule which is formed in the first step undergoes further reaction with another monomer, another molecule of ethylene monomer. Here also that ethylene is having pi electrons. Again it undergoes homolytic cleavage, and one of the electron has been given to this carbon and another electron has been given to this carbon. So one of the electrons from this radical gives its contribution to form a covalent bond. Another electron which is already presented in this carbon also undergoes to give that contribution to form a bond. So mutual sharing of electrons between this carbon and this carbon forms the CH2-CH2 bond, which results in the formation of huge molecular radical. In similar fashion, these also reacts with the n number of ethylene molecule which gives a huge molecular radical. So this huge molecular radical further undergoes termination. So termination has been taken place in two different ways. One is a combination, another one is a disproportionation. In this combination, that huge molecular radical undergoes combination with itself, and it gives that linear chain. That means that huge molecular radical combines with itself, and it completes that polymerization reaction. Thereby, it gives a linear polymer chain. This is the one kind of termination. Another one is the disproportionation. In this, one of the hydrogen at adjacent carbon has been removed, and it results in the formation of pi bond between the terminal carbon-carbon atoms. So thereby this termination has been completed. So next one we have to discuss about the mechanism of cationic polymerization. Here that polymerization reaction has been initiated by the protons present in the acids. Maximum we are using sulfuric acid or hydrofluoric acid or boron trifluoride as initiators. This reaction proceeds through the formation of the carbocation. carbocation. Here the protonation of this pi bond occurs, and which results in the formation of the carbocation. Here that positive charge has been stabilized by resonance of this benzene ring. That means this positive charge has been delocalized throughout the benzene ring, thereby it becomes more stable for the reaction. So next step is chain propagation. So the carbocation which is formed in the above step undergoes further reaction with the another molecule of styrene. Here we are using that monomer is styrene molecule, and it generates another carbocation. This carbocation further reacts with n molecules of styrene, which gives huge carbocation molecule. So this huge carbocation molecule undergoes termination. So the termination can take place by two different ways. One is reaction of bases or reaction of anions, makes that positive charge to neutralize, and thereby the termination has been completed. So next step is removal of hydrogen atom from the adjacent carbon, neutralizes the positive charge, thereby it forms double bond here. In this way the termination has been completed for the cationic polymerization reaction. So next one is anionic polymerization reaction. In this anionic polymerization reaction we are using bases, maximum sodamide and potassium amide, lithium amide has been used as a anionic source here. This negative charge on this anion shifts this bond to this carbon and makes the carbanion. So here this is called as a carbanion. That means any molecule which holds negative charge is called as a carbanion. So here also that negative charge has been stabilized by delocalization process. That means this negative charge delocalized throughout this benzene ring and makes available this anion for further reaction. Next step is chain propagation. In this chain propagation, that carbanion which is formed in the above step undergoes chain reaction with n number of styrene molecules. Thereby it forms a huge carbanion, huge molecular weight carbanion. That means carbanion which is having more molecular weight has been formed in this chain propagation step. So final step is the termination. Here that huge molecular weight that carbanion undergoes termination. Simply any solvent molecules, here water molecule, any solvent molecule can terminate this polymerization reaction. So it donates H plus ion, thereby this negative charge has been neutralized by this H plus ion, and the polymerization reaction has been completed. So this is the mechanisms involved in these different types of polymerization process.